There are more than 30,000 different denominations of Christianity in the world. If you consider yourself Christian, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do you feel lucky? Keep in mind, this isn't like the Georgia lottery. Pick the wrong numbers here and you're fired. Because according to most Christians, there is no better way to punish people than deep frying them. Okay, so take a look at the following clip, and I'll have some feedback after the video.
This issue of hell is one of the most recent ones that I've changed my thinking on. Actually, there was a video here on YouTube that was real instrumental in that change. It was one of Crosscheck 21's videos that he did. And in that video, Brian made an excellent point. He used the example of a young woman who grew up as a child in an abusive home. The Jehovah's Witnesses told her, since she was having problems with her past, to just leave things in God's hand. He would take vengeance on the situation and he would rectify it. Brian goes on in the illustration to say that this woman's father grows older and he dies peacefully in his sleep one night. In the Jehovah's Witness viewpoint, how is vengeance ever going to be taken on that man? They don't believe he's going to go to hell. They believe that when he died, he just died and he's going to be dead forever.
Okay. Assuming the Bible is true, what was the punishment for the original sin? What was it God said would happen to Adam and Eve if they ate from the tree He commanded them not to eat from? Didn't He say, in the day that you eat from it, you will positively die? That's what God said, that they would die. Death is a state of non-existence. Put simply, Adam would return to the same state he had before he was created. In other words, non-existence. Death is the end of your existence. It's actually pretty simple and pretty straightforward, and it does suck. It does. I don't really want to die. I think it would be cool to go on adventures and never stop. Maybe, I don't know, become a pirate or something. That would be awesome if I lived forever. But unfortunately, we don't. So that's the word. We're gonna die. That's our punishment according to the Bible. The punishment for sin is death. Punishment and torture are two different things. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Roll the clip.
I used the illustration a lot when I was a witness about how a loving parent wouldn't take their child over to the stove and put their hand in the flames to punish them. What I was ignoring at the same time was that a loving parent also wouldn't let a child go undisciplined for wrong conduct.
Why do you discipline your kids? Why do you punish your children? Do you punish them out of vengeance? Or do you punish them to teach them something? To make them a better person? To make them a better member of society? To help them grow mentally and physically? What is eternal torture? Do you come out of hell a better person? Do you come out of hell at all? If you do not, then hell, fire, torture is not a punishment, because it exceeds any possible crime you could commit. We can't commit an eternal crime because our lives are finite. No matter what crime I commit, it would be unjust to torture me forever and ever and ever because of a finite crime. If God truly is justice, the scales would be off balance here. because the crime and the punishment are not equal. The punishment exceeds the crime indefinitely.
One of the hang-ups that comes in people's mind is this idea of forever, of, forever and ever that person's going to be tormented. What I'm going to say here is speculation. It's not based on actual fact. In the book Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, he made a real good point that I never had thought of before. He suggested that God does not exist in time, and that really time is just a something that we experience in our life here on this earth. Let's just say that the perception of time is going to end. People who enter into hell, what if the moment we first enter that, what if time freezes there? And what if the pain and suffering that's felt the moment people enter hell, what if time freezes there and there's no more time from then on?
Okay, first of all, I don't care if it's a moment in time or 15 minutes at Disney World. It's still wrong and it's immoral. I don't think God would have anything to do with a place like that. And I think hell is just as bad. Here's another observation. If time stops when you die, what exactly is time? If it's something that we perceive and it stops, that seems to imply that our perception of anything would stop, whether it's torture or bliss. If there's no time, there is nothing to experience, because experience is defined in time. If there's no time, there is no experience. If there's no experience, there's no pain. If there's no pain, there's no torture. All of this is beginning to sound a lot like death. Ironically, this is exactly what the Bible says. Your thoughts do perish. No thoughts, no consciousness, no emotions, no pain, no torture. Torture, in this case, would be punishing you twice, because you've already died. That is the consequence for sin, but now you also have to be tortured for all eternity. That is double jeopardy. People try to sugarcoat this hell argument all the time. It goes something like this. God provided a way of escape from his own twisted concept of punishment. But what proclaimers of this argument fail to realize is that God didn't have to create us to begin with. If that was the price of our creation, he would have been much more merciful had he never even bothered. It just seems like a being of infinite intellect and wisdom would have weighed the pros and cons. If I make these people, I'm probably going to have to torture most of them. If that's God's best plan, maybe he should have considered another hobby.